Hey, this is Anney.
And Samantha.
And welcome to Stuff I Never Told You, a production of iHeartRadio.
And welcome to another happy hour where I ask your opinions, actually. This is me asking for your recommendations because I know y'all got them. I love them too. So before we start, any of the things that we talk about are not necessarily sponsors. We were sponsored one time by Catan, which you have a lot of opinions on. But if they want to sponsor us again, give me a call. I love the additional packs. Anyway, also, if you are partaking in whatever is your happy hour tradition, do so responsibly. Anney, what you doing? What you got there?
Well, as mentioned in the previous happy hour, we were recording a lot of stuff at one time to go on vacation, so I'm still sipping on the same glass of red wine a week later.
A week later, I'm also drinking bubble. I'm always drinking bubble water, though.
Yeah.
That has been my thing.
Yeah.
I remember you had told me, I think your co-host, The Saver, she talked about how after she started drinking bubble water, it's hard for her to go back to regular water. And I was like, oh, that's nonsense. And now I understand. Anyway, back to. So my thing is, recently you and I have talked a lot about board games. We talked about Wingspan, which is still one of my favorites. We talked about Catan because you have a lot of feels about your sheep.
Yes.
And you just want to be left alone with your sheep. And I've seen a lot of TikToks about how we call it sheep. And they're like, it's wool. It's wool, people. It's not the sheep. But I'm like, it's sheep. You know, like that. So many things. But, I feel like we have had different conversations about how much we love it, how many memories we have with the old games. It is bonding, and there's so much you can do with it. And an understanding that this is kind of a therapeutic thing. Like, it really does bring out a lot in us. It kind of teaches you about other people's personalities. I learned a lot about other workers, people in our in our jobs. Like, they have a lot of feels about games as well.
Yes.
Some are really competitive. Some are not.
Mm-hmm. And some are like chaos agents.
Yes. Even your friends, they also have a lot of feelings about some of these games, and it's quite funny. All of these things. We found out that a former producer of the show, Andrew, does not like playing bad guys in scenarios.
But he not only does he not like it, he kind of cheats.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be one thing to be like, hey, I just don't want to play this character. But instead, he sabotages his own role.
Right. He's like, I can't do this. I can't pretend. Quite funny. So, but I think it brings out a lot of personalities. And so with that, I was like, you know what? I would love more games. So I really love Dominion. It's one of my favorites. And there is expansion packs upon expansion packs upon expansion. I just bought 2 more. I'm really excited to add to it. So, because you can change the stories, you can change the tactics. It's different, deck building games that I really enjoy. I think my partner's family are great about board games, especially the siblings, and they really love different games. Catan, they are the king and queen of games like that. Wingspan, we get really into that as well. The entire family loves Uno. We just found a different type of Uno we call Teams. Uno Teams. You partner up with people. So we haven't played that yet, but I'm interested.
Interesting.
We've played games like Cockroach Poker, which was introduced by neighbors of ours, and we're like, oh yeah, I like this. This is interesting. We introduced you, right, to that?
Yes.
Anney? It's quite fun. You do a lot of lying. And as you start really looking at people's personalities, you're like, oh. There's the new game that my partner's sister bought me, Hues and Cues, which is about color spectrum. I realize I see color differently. I'm not quite colorblind, but I may not see the same as others because what they see versus what I see has been very apparent. I have not done well in this game. Just an FYI. Anney, I don't think you're going to do well in this game either.
No, I got a very rare type of color blindness, so I don't think I would do well.
But I want more games like that. I've been looking up different types of games. So I just purchased, and it turns out my partner's sister, because we are on the same wavelength, it's quite funny. We've been bringing in puzzles because we want to do more activities together and all of that. She and I bought the same puzzle. I was like, son of a biscuit. And it came the same day, which was hysterical.
That's great.
So I just ordered and have received a Ticket to Ride, which I played one time and I really enjoyed it. Once you get it, like you really get into it. And she just sent us a text that said, I just purchased this game. Don't. And I was like, I already did. So we are quite hilarious. But with that, there's so many other games that I want. I would love like anything that you can build upon, just sit around and like, I think like 1 to 2 hours, but 1 hour would be really good, the better. Sometimes the deck goes long. Like Dominion can go long if you want to. Arkham Horror, I think I've played before. I did not like that one. But it says it's women designed. I didn't know that. Did you know that?
No.
I'm gonna have to go back. I might be wrong. So one of the things, of course, I would also love it if it was women developed, women designed. You know, I think that really adds to it as well. And I'm pretty sure I saw that on the list, Anney. The same creator who did Wingspan did Tussie Mussy. Do you know this game?
No.
So apparently it's like Victorian flower game. And I'm very intrigued by this. So if anybody has, because these are expensive.
Yeah.
When I've discovered board games, especially elaborate, pretty board games, are expensive. So I would like, things that people could tell me if it's worth the buy. So if any of y'all have ever tried Tussie Mussy, so according to, of course, Board Game Geek, they describe it as this. Exemplified the Victorian custom of assigning meaning to the flower that friends and lovers exchange. Inspired by the ideals of elegance and discretion, these bouquets were carefully made to convey subtle messages to their recipients. Now you choose the right flowers to make a winning Tussie Mussy of your own. So that's interesting.
I think I have heard of that, actually.
Have you heard of this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So I need someone's opinion. Is this worth a buy? Is this something that I feel like it is a good game? Again, it's Elizabeth Hargrave as a designer, and I believe she's the same one that did Wingspan. So obviously the artwork's going to be gorgeous. And I want more of that. And flowers? Yeah. There's also one called The Dog Park.
I think a listener recommended that. Yeah.
So I think that, since I got one recommendation, that seems like one I should be buying as well. I'm going to have so many games for our game nights that I haven't hosted in a long time. I miss those.
The funny thing is, both I have a lot of new games, but all of mine are horror based, including I have the Last of Us game and Final Girl games, which a listener wrote in.
Oh, yeah.
But the second thing that's really funny is every time we have a game night, everyone wants to play Werewolf because we have too many people to play like anything else. So we always are like, here are these 15 choices. And we're always
we
playing
just
Werewolf.
have to do stations.
We tried it.
That didn't work?
It didn't work.
I feel like I remember we did it one time and because I think we played Dominion with someone at the old office.
One time it wasn't just because we had our kind of secret crew game night. One time the whole office came in. Or most of the office. And then we did have stations. But when we would do it with our crew,
right,
it was almost always Werewolf.
Yeah, we had to order that bunny game.
Dixit. One time we did the stained glass board game. That was fun. But we only played it the one time.
Of course, you and I, we still haven't finished Pandemic. We need to get together on that one.
Well, it's the Pandemic that like grows, not just the straight, the original. This was a ongoing
legacy
campaign.
Yes. Which we are in October, I think.
Yeah, and you just got to make it to the end of the year.
And we're so close. We got to get there. Okay, there was another game that I did see, and I have a feeling you will know about it. Eldritch Horror?
Yes.
Do you have this? Have you played it?
I have it. I have not played it.
Okay. I'm interested in this because it looks similar to, again, Dominion, but I think it's more close to Arkham horror, which would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to figure that out. I'm trying to figure some more games like that because I do enjoy it. I don't want games like Monopoly because I will get angry. We already had the history. Did you know did we talk about Candyland being created by a woman?
No, but I did look that up for some reason related to our job. I think it was when I was trying to find board games created by women.
Yeah, which I'm not surprised by, but surprised by. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, the fairy tale aspect of it all.
Yeah.
Like, it does feel very, very mother. I think there was a mother energy. They were trying to create games for their kids. So I was like, yeah, that makes sense. And I loved it. I cheated a lot with Candyland.
I cheated too. I don't know it was a lot, but I did cheat.
I did cheat. Sorry.
I cheated at Monopoly and lost it anyway, so.
Monopoly's hard to, like, get anything other than if you steal the money. Like, unless you steal, because of the way you land, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so there's another game of Verdant, which I was interested in. Someone can tell me about this. Molly Johnson, I believe, may be one of the designers, is one of the designers in the game. And it seemed interesting because it's also very pretty. You know, I love a good, if it's pretty or detailed, then I'm kind of into it. And then there's another game called Quirkle that has popped up on the list, designed by Susan McKinley Ross. And I'm interested because apparently, like, people who are like, this is a good therapy game, actually, all these things that helps you, like, go through these ideals and learn easy lessons and blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, maybe that'll be interesting. So those are some thoughts I do have. Y'all let me know. Again, like I said, like, one of my favorite games is Dominion, but I also love setting up the cards to see what we can do. My partner is really great at continuous plays, that long card play where I will eventually want to yell at him because it's like 16 cards later, I'm gonna fight you. Just kidding. But they're like, these are really good games where you can kind of taunt each other and all these things. And then even like when you and I were talking about earlier, it was like Dungeons and Dragons. Like, I think that's a really great, healthy way of like exploring ideas, some of your works. And you talked about how it's really helped you in trauma work and such. But I just want something that is less time.
Yes. I once again, I do think, even though you gave 2 examples of a kind of horror game, I do think it's funny how many of yours are like nice and very pretty. And I'm like, let's play Final Girl.
Flowers. A dog park.
What if we had the Last of Us board game?
Okay. I'm actually interested in playing that because I'm not going to play the video game. That's too much. But I might play the board game unless it has dog deaths, and then you're not going to fight. But all that to say, listeners, I need good recommendations. Have you played any of these games? Would you say this is worth a buy? This is not worth a buy? I'm going to buy the dog park because it has been recommended to us. If you have other recommendations, you know I need it. You know I want it. Family games that are not that it can't be childish, because I don't mind that, but something like not necessarily Candyland. Obviously, we want something a little more in depth, but has like a good family feel. Would love that as well. So give me your recommendations. I need them.
Yes. And clearly you have influenced us already, because I bought those games, those Final Girl games, at suggestions from listeners. So please, we are asking. You are our only hope.
You are our only hope.
You can email your suggestions to us at hello@stuffmonevertoldyou.com. You can find us on Blue Sky at Mom Stuff Podcast, or on Instagram and TikTok at Stuff One Never Told You. We're also on YouTube, and we have a book you can get wherever you get your books. Thanks, as always, to our super producer, Christina, our executive producer, Maya, and our contributor, Joey.
Thank you.
And thanks to you for listening. Stuff I Never Told You is a production by iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, you can check out the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcast, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.